Memory transfer complete.
2100. Quote unquote.
Now, open your eyes, Juro. Or maybe the name 426 would be more appropriate.
Oh, fuck. Oh.
Do you recognize me?
You're Tetsuya Ida. Or at least an older version of him. Xian's gone a long time.
You always seem to notice that whenever I wake you up. It's been 3 years since you died. Next year, we enter the 22nd century.
Okay, that's a lot of stuff to absorb right now. What you thinking of?
The size of his back.
Yeah. Well, he was really, really
The
buff,
size of his back, though.
He did get really buff.
Look at the triangle this man is right here. Okay? Are we done yet? Oh.
How do I look now?
You're Tetsuya Ida, or at least an older version of him. I see I was gone a long time. This adult version of Tetsuya Ida is an older version of him.
The older version of Tetsuya Ida.
Not a future version.
Juro saw Tetsuya Ida 3 years ago. Maybe.
Yeah. This is our future Shu in our heads, but from the perspective of the 426 robot that just woke up.
It is previous.
Yes.
Yeah.
Also, damn, Iori Muro making out with a fucking robot. Yeah, I know.
Hey, batteries, easy to manage, you know?
Solar powered.
There you go.
We figured it out.
Never goes down.
Oh, this is horrific. No arms or legs. Not even a face.
You'll find the pain receptors are all still there at least. So I'd really recommend you cooperate. You are now an android. Your consciousness is stored on an electronic brain.
So you pulled my data from Sector 0. Brought me back as a ghost.
I brought you back because we need to talk. You clearly did the most work on that underground supercomputer. So we're gonna have a little chat about your research.
Huh.
It's kind of crazy how far we've come along without a clear reason for, like, him having two names that we can actually, like, parse. You know? We've guesses. We've made a lot of guesses about why he's called Ida and also Shu. And we know why Juro has two names. And we don't know why Iori has two names or what causes it, but we do know that Morimura at some point stops having the ability to interface with the Sentinels, and that the new version of her is Baby Chihiro. So we know that there's that version of events. We don't know why Iori Fuyusaka exists as a name, though. And we definitely don't know why he has a second name here either. Because not everyone has an alternate name in an alternate reality.
No.
Tomi's Tomi. Even Robot Tomi's Robot Tomi. Tomi was Tomi. There's 3 Tomis that we've run into. But other characters have had consistency across their names, but for some reason he doesn't, and the other one I just said, Iori.
Let's talk about your final project. You were testing an unorthodox function for the interlocutor. Downloading memories into a human brain.
Criminal shit.
I'm picking up where you left off, so I'll need more details. Records say the memory transplant was a success, but all the raw data from the experiment was deleted. Why did you delete it? Did you hit some snag with the method? Okay, maybe you're still a little groggy.
Wake him up.
Let's wake you up.
Inflict pain?
He just said the pain receptors are still in touch. It's crazy because, like, the robot is aware of the body horror, or at least the memory of the person is aware of the body horror of being woken up RoboCop style. So yeah, this is actually as horrifying as it seems.
The method was reliable. It's possible to download memory. Why does that information matter to you? Planning to take over someone's body?
You killed Kisaragi, and I will make you pay. I'm bringing her back as a human.
This is incredible. How many times have you revived me here? Not the first, or even a second.
Damn it. Only you would find the one gap in my system's security.
You've been bringing me back and killing me for a long time. You even got me to tell you how to interrupt the D-Force's production. Must have been painful if you got that out of me. Handling the Deimos code is dangerous, you know.
How far back did you look? I really need to keep an eye on you.
So that's your process. Copy me into this husk of tin. Then erase me once you have what you need.
You're a dangerous man. Gotta get rid of you early this time. Can't afford the risk.
Ida-kun,
What's wrong?
I found out from Morimura-san. You're trying to transplant my mind, aren't you? You want to replace the Tomi Kisaragi of this world with me. Do you realize how horrifying that is? How could you?
Wait, look. It'll mean you can be human again.
It means you're going to sacrifice a living human girl.
But she's you. It'll be your heart and mind going into your own body. What's wrong with that?
Oh, is that her, like, Okino style memory, the nanomachine copy? That's then going back onto herself?
You know she's dead. The girl you're talking to. She's just a machine wearing Tomi Kisaragi's face.
But your heart is real. You're still you.
Don't you get it yet? The girl you knew will never come back. Even if you steal her body and transfer my mind.
Please. Please, without you,
You know I love you. But I can't support you. I can't support this.
Well, that explains why you woke me up. It sounds like things aren't going according to plan.
Who's that?
well,
I can tell you your biggest failure right now. She's standing right there. You should never have revived her as an android in the first place. All you had to do was transfer her mind into a flesh body. You could have gotten everything you want. Nobody the wiser.
shut up!
Juro Izumi. You're Juro Izumi. Prisoner 426, aren't you? Why did you wake him up?
Same reason he brought you back. Both his means to an end. Tools to be used and thrown away.
Why him?
Just had some technical things I wanted to check. Don't worry. I'll erase him as soon as I'm done.
But then...
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. This has already gone on too
More
far.
questions, but we'll get to them another time.
I noticed you kept Kisaragi's memory from before
Also very
transplanting her into the android.
Black Mirror flavored in this part.
Paranoia getting to you. You didn't need to keep so many backups. Strange move for a man who sees humans as replaceable hardware. Or maybe you had the same contingency plan for her. You could erase her and start over as much as you wanted.
I've heard enough.
No need to get emotional. After all, me and your Kisaragi here, we're just data. All you have to do is reset us, and we spring to life. Just like you did to me.
I'm erasing him now. Just keep your eyes on the console for me.
That's right. Better watch carefully. Never know what might happen.
Uh-oh. I think Sammy's in danger, maybe.
There. Deleted. That should do it. You know he was just trying to mess with our heads. Are you mad at me?
Data transmission had been remapped to the delete button.
And that's how it went down.
Guess he was too worked up to notice. Never thought I'd find an escape route planned out for me. And by one of my past selves, no less.
Ah.
So, how are you doing? What happened?
Kid form. Kid voice.
Hey, Kisaragi.
Oh no.
Yeah,
Trans swapped.
How's your
Yeah.
view from the other side of that shell? A shame it might end up getting you deleted. And by the man you love, too. Oh, very classical tragedy. Ease me, son. Sorry. But I need this body more than you do.
And that's how we get evil
Sammy.
Tommy.
Yeah.
Now, the fuck with like adult Juro being so fucking
Whoops.
shit and evil sounding when
Must have fallen asleep
hanging out
watching
with
the video.
Morimura. It sounded like they were
Looks
like,
like
we're
Karate
future
couldn't
fighters
home.
fighting for the right cause.
Yeah, the tape must have hit the end. It's automatically rewound.
And then he shoots the kids, and then she comes in and shoots him.
That dream just now feels like it started off the end of the last one.
Like we saw the flashback where she was around and they were all like outgunned.
Yeah.
And it felt like they're like, no, we're doing the right thing, you know? But then afterwards, he's like, I got to do this for her.
Yeah.
And then they have that shootout, and then he has the shooting the kids scene later. So you're like, those attitudes are not consistent with his 426 sounding like kind of slightly more evil sounding tone.
Oh, hi.
You saw the video.
Hey! Man, I'm not even surprised anymore.
Are you still the same Shu Amiguchi?
Yeah, I saw it. But what are you talking about?
What you saw wasn't a video. Everything you saw was real. All events of the distant past.
Okay, hold on. I borrowed that video from Karabe-kun. So let's assume you're telling the truth. What's Karabe-kun's part in it? Does he want me to see this stuff too?
He's the same as you, watching the past unfold. Even if he has no idea, he doesn't know that it's why he keeps coming over. Or even that he's communicating with me.
Wait, you talked to him? When? We were just hanging out, playing games, watching movies.
That's how it appears to you, yes.
So Karabe-kun's watching the past too. Is that what these weird dreams are?
Yes.
So, wait. All these dreams look pretty futuristic. You're saying they were in the past?
Yeah, so what's kind of difficult is to frame, like, his adult form and the versions of events that we saw when Goto was hanging out with Ida and Okino and I forgot who the fourth person was, but you remember that, where they're all hanging out in that same room, and like all that stuff where you're like, okay, the sliding scale of time that applies to these Neo like UFO dwellers, right, are still the point is that like by the time they hit the 2100s, we're looking at like the end of the timeline for those new versions of these people, right? But I still don't. But like again, like the fact that he has a different name entirely, is like, so what's up, you know? And I think part of that is gonna probably be helped if we can find out what his 2184 version or 2188 version is.
Looks like, yeah.
If we can find out what Tetsuya Ida 2188 is, or Shu Amiguchi 2188 for that matter, or whatever the case is, that might help a little bit. But right now, yeah, that's point of confusion.
I keep seeing that guy in my dreams.
It's his past you're seeing. He resembles you greatly. His name is Tetsuya Ida.
Okay, so now you've shown me all this crazy vision stuff. Now what?
I have to find out what he's thinking. What he intends to do. If he's thinking of resetting the plan, then he has to be stopped.
There's a plan? Okay, so what's this plan? Come on, what have you got cooking? This isn't gonna be some big evil scheme, right?
It's not. It's called Project Ark. The plan is meant to save humanity. As a species, you will all be moved to another planet. And whether you know it or not, this plan revolves around all of you.
Whoa.
Okay, yeah, that's very believable. Shikishima, whether it was the intention of original director Goto or future director Ogata, or the takeover that takes place, or whether it was orchestrated by future scorned Ryoko, you know what I mean, or all the parties that have beef. Sure, Shikishima Future is involved in a Project Ark to save humanity. What I was thinking about just before that was about how yes, it's interesting because the on the one hand, they constantly are bringing up the fact that like you can, okay, so we got introduced to the concept of nanomachines that are around and on people, right? And in people that can connect to your brain. And then we got introduced to the concept of like downloading and copying a human being into data.
Yeah.
And then having that data transfer elsewhere. For example, or into BJ.
Yeah.
Right?
A box.
Into a box. Then we were introduced to the idea of obviously robot bodies, right? Like full-on exterminators, T-100s. Yeah. And then we were introduced to the concept of AI, like digital synthesized personalities. So there are real human brains that can become data, and there are fake human personalities that can become real. And there are real human bodies that can get copied and downloaded, and there are fake human bodies that can get copied and downloaded as receptacles for either fake or real personalities. And it's almost to a point where it's like it doesn't make a difference whether it's real or fake, because like clearly you can just play with people's brains and data in a way that makes it like, what's the difference? Inconsequential. But then there's the like point of like, no, it's not the same. You're not resurrecting the dead if you take a body and then take Tomi's old body and then put Tomi's copied brain into it. Like it's missing. Her heart is the same, and it's like it's almost trying to get at like, or maybe it is getting at like the idea of a lacking a soul or something. Like,
is it natural?
It's not the correct thing to do. It's wrong, But it's just it's the point in most fiction is very easy to, and again, I'm saying this all speculative. I have no confidence in whatever, but it's very easy to make this point when you can go, hey, you're just a copy, and the real humanity is much more different and interesting, and there's an importance there. It's intangible, but the soul is real, right? And in the world, it's been so like processed and broken down that it's like when you say that like, no, it's not the same, you almost have to go, well, why not? In any other like story, I'd be like, yeah, all right, I get your point. Your monologue is good enough to convince everybody. But here it's like, well, literally, why not though? Right? If AI is advanced enough to the point that it's indistinguishable, and furthermore, if it's based on an actual copy of a person at that point, then you have to just kind of wonder, like, is there supposed to be a difference between all the receptacles and the personalities driving them or not? Because the game is treating them as almost interchangeable at this point by keeping us in the dark as to who is actually what.
Do you want to play God? Do you want to...
Yeah, well, they're already playing God.
Yeah.
And the point zero that we've started at with every one of these people is already God has been played. God Jr. has been moving. Like, it's not, you know what I mean? Like, you can't stand on your normal arguments when you're already a clone of a person who existed thousands of years ago. Or, excuse me, hundreds of years ago. You're on a different location. Your whole creation is synthesized. Step one is you're not an original being.
That's already a messed up step.
What platform confidence do we have to continue down like no, you should, you know what I mean? Like we're already coming from the fucking tube. So then when you're bringing data into the equation, it dilutes the whole thing in a way that's kind of like, it's blurry, and it makes the point of saying like don't do that to people a little like it sticks a little less. Do you know what I mean? Maybe.
Megumi Yakushiji. Yakushiji enters a contract with Fluffy and uses a magical gun to shoot Renya Goto, Keitaro Miura, Shu Amiguchi, Tomi Kisaragi, and Yori Fuyusaka. Yakushiji is the only one who is able to see Fluffy.
This may be an untruth. Or as Lying Cat would say, lying. We literally saw it. His real name is Juro Izumi. He's already dead and currently exists as a replication that's based off of the memory information written onto Sector 0. He had previously been researching ways to download memories from Interlocutor and how to get into production line of the Deimos code. He escaped confinement through transferring his own data to an android that looked like Tomi Kisaragi. So, there it is. The broad back was not a lie.
It's the real.
Sekigahara is way too Twix. Way too Twix for that.
Was there something extra for Shu? The strange dreams that Amiguchi has been seeing were actually the past experiences of Tetsuya Ida, who looks near identical to him. In order to protect Project Arc, Miyuki Inaba expressed that she wants to learn his thoughts.
And she wasn't she referring to like the tape trading and stuff that they were doing too, of like watching the movies and stuff like that?
Yeah, she was like, everything counts, basically.
So like they're watching a movie, but they're also experiencing previous life memories.
They did talk about a lot of UFOs at the beginning of the game.
Heavy.
Yeah.
In fact, modern science fiction. They talked about E.T., they talked about War of the Worlds, they talked about Men in Black.
Yep. Everywhere.
Terminator, The Matrix.
Alright.
Yeah, so yeah, we did... Okay, so we checked all those. Alright. 60%.
Okie dokie. 71% for Shu.
Doesn't look like we're missing. We're not running into red keywords too often, I find.
Cool.
Should be fine.
I know that there's stuff that is like
So me and Karate
anything you miss, you could just go back, replay, and collect.
Too.
And there's extra
The
scenes.
dreams we're seeing are actual events from the past. And it turns out this place is actually isolated? And how do you know all this? Oh, you know, just the pop star Miyuki Inaba talking through my TV. Who the heck do I even talk to about this? If I just tell the truth, they'll throw me in a loony bin.
We're getting world revelations through his stories, but at least they're digesting a little easier than they were with Mura and the fire. Back in the day, that was just terrifying.
The way she describes it, these aren't just dreams and videos Karabe-kun and I see. They're actual events that happened in the past. The past of Tetsuya Ida. The way Miyuki Inaba tells it, those dreams weren't from the future like I thought they were. They already happened. It's all in the past. Back... Well, it's not just our names. He and I are totally different people. And... Yuki-chan? Nope, not here. Well, she is occupied. Detention is a cruel mistress. Tomi Kisaragi isn't here. Well, probably for the best, actually. Bumping into her now would be super awkward. Kurabe-kun.
Because isn't
Amiguchi-kun.
the other Tomi
Hey, you going home?
into Ogata anyway,
Perfect
so it's
timing.
all...
See, about that video.
Sorry. I'm kind of in a hurry.
Oh, it's cool.
Oh, nothing. See ya.
Kurabe-kun.
Whoa.
Seems like something's up with him. Maybe he's figured something out, too?
Yeah, let's stalk him. No? Okay, then.
He has the fastest walk speed of everyone.
Maybe I need some fresh air.
Like, free. Because when you do his regular, like, hold forward, he's doing that little jog.
Can do it all.
Maybe I should just go public. Lay everything out in the open. I guess I could record Miyuki Inaba talking to me. Send that tape out to TV stations.
Make a giant air balloon and let it float up till it hits the top of the dome and then falls back down, and then tie a camera to it.
What's got you so spaced out?
Amiguchi. Just got shit on my mind. What about you? You look like hell. Something weighing you down?
Yeah, you could say that.
Hey, remember when I skipped school for a few days?
What about it?
Yeah, I actually spent those days stranded in another time. Stuck in the future.
Huh. Well, me, I'd go with a more plausible excuse for ditching.
Yeah, that's about what I figured. So, what's going on with you?
Huh? Oh. You know that pop star, Miyuki Inaba? She's been showing up in my room every night.
Oh.
I don't know what to do.
Well, if you're gonna make me feel stupid for asking.
Yeah, that's about what I figured.
They're both going through some dumb, non-believable bullshit. But they're also too,
I totally forgot.
like, grounded to be like, I buy what you're
Yakushi-san
saying.
From Class 1C. She said she wanted to talk to me today. Said she'd find me up here.
Ah.
This shit again?
Which leads to the gun.
Yeah.
Which leads to the
Sometimes you're real
thing
annoying to
and
be
the
friends with.
Sentinel and the fucking American helicopter.
I'll just get out of your way then.
That's how we got here. Right.
No escape. Megumi, what's up?
What's crack-a-lackin'?
Hands up.
Oh, just stuff from middle school. Girls used to confess their love to me in front of him all the time. Oh, wow. Is that what this is about? I'm sorry. Really, I've got feelings for someone else.
That's not what I came here to tell you.
Oh, sorry. Awkward. So, what do you need?
No need to apologize. This might hurt a little anyway.
We need to get to the point where people stop getting shocked when that happens.
Sentinel number 20. Transmitting.
Like, oh.
She pulls the gun out and they're like, yeah.
Just make, yeah, let it happen, I guess.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Megumi's posting on Facebook about how she's training, she's militia training on the weekends. Going up in the woods.
Where am I? Wait a minute. Is this the robot I saw in my dreams? Whoa, shit, this thing flies!
Big American helicopter. Don't think about it. Oh yeah, there it goes.
Launch point looks to be Yaimachi.
Close to Sakura High School. There's no mistaking it.
Oh,
It's a Sentinel.
he's gonna hit the dome.
Notify all ministries and agencies, and the U.S. military.
Where would that be?
Tell them no scrambles.
Where would the U.S. military be, dude?
Showa-era weapons won't do much against a Sentinel. We don't know who's on it or what their intent is. And call in Ryoko Shinonome. Still ascending. What's it trying to do? That Sentinel. I believe that's the last aerial lightweight craft designed by Okino.
Go to the edge of the dome and
I
yell,
thought it never even entered production.
and then have Universal Control be like,
Is that?
yes, this is President Hamburger of the America speaking. What is it you have to report? Cool.
Space? No way! I knew I was going up, but I can't have gone that high. Altitude reading says 2,078 meters.
You've bypassed the upper shield.
Okay, side note, if that is not a 3D model, that is the most impressive Vanillaware art I have ever seen.
Yeah.
Simulating this mech like from this angle with the ability to zoom in and scale everything the way they do with the parts, which is layering is their specialty.
Yeah.
Treating everything on multiple layers and moving them in a way that hits parallax, where your eyes are convinced it's a 3D object. That is the most impressive fucking thing I've seen Georgia and the rest do. That's incredible. Holy fuck, they've mastered this style.
We'll give it
Oh
to
my
them.
god, Vanillaware, calm down. Wow. That's super hard to do. Technically, that is really, really difficult to do.
I don't know how to do this. Any artist that can just think of something and render it and make it look good, I'm in awe. So this, kudos. Kudos.
Anyway, we busting out of this dome.
You are now outside the enclosure.
I'm outside the wall now? So, outside that, it's just space? What does all this mean? I saw a lot of these huge robots in my dreams, but none of them could fly.
That is Sentinel number 20. And you are its operator.
Does Yakushiji work for you?
The Sentinel was never meant to be transmitted. They found us.
Who's they?
Intruders from another district. They left their origin point and came to your world.
Another district? Wait, there's more than one of these places?
We need to hide the Sentinel. I can't do anything.
Oh, fuck!
You have to go back to your sector.
Ah!
Go back how?
Oh!
This thing's got propellers. Whoa! We're going down!
Oh! That's what it is!
What the? Amiguchi?
Oh, fuck!
Hey, it's Yuki-chan. I knew it. It's like I keep saying, we gotta be soulmates. Good timing, too. Kinda hoped I'd see you one more time before I died.
You're seriously still talking this crap even now? Is that thing yours?
Sentinel number 20, transmitting.
It's gone.
I'm just glad I didn't crash somewhere with people.
You gotta tell me what happened.
We'll take over from here. Of all possible pilots, I'd never have expected you. Shu Amiguchi.
Four Eyes.
We're agents with the government. Allow me to be direct. Cooperate with us and I can guarantee your safety. If not, you will be institutionalized. You know something? I really, really hate being talked down to. Especially from guys like you.
Easy, Amiguchi.
Yuki-chan, you know this guy? She is a member of our organization. What? You were part of her assignment. She was sent to monitor pilots like you. That's why she was transferred to Sakura High School. No way. Tell me he's kidding.
Amiguchi,
I suggest you cooperate, Shu Amiguchi.
It's true.
For Takamiya's sake, if nothing else.
Don't you dare fucking fade out, you son of a bitch game. You are not fading out before we scroll right back up to this fucking script and read this exchange. Where is it? When Inaba jumps in.
Here.
You are now outside of the enclosure. I'm outside the wall now. Ba-da-da-da-da. None of them can fly. You are its operator. Sentinel being transmitted. Okay, they found us, right? So right now you gotta go, alright, so the problem that occurred is, that they were found, right, by a nefarious force. Okay, what set things in motion? Fluffy goes and tells Yakushiji to shoot you, so that represents the person she's referring to. They is Fluffy and whatever his goal is, right? Because that's what initiated the problem that is occurring right now, correct?
Okay, keep going.
Okay, so just that's why that is. Intruders from another district, they left their origin point and came to your world. Another district, wait, there's more than one of these places. Literally, I think the time frames possibly might be other fucking
oh my
cities.
Fucking god, yeah. That are all isolated in
their own world.
That seems like it could stick to the wall. I think, yeah. Okay.
Fuck!
Okay.
Fuck!
There's more than one of these places.
Fuck! And why wouldn't there be more than one person that looks like that when people and bodies and brains and data and copies and DNA are all super multipliable and interchangeable? What's the fucking difference? We're walking hard drives. We're walking hard drives. What would stop that from being the case? This might be the biggest, dumbest, stupidest Woolie plot gun fucking guesses ever, but that feels really plausible given what we just saw exchanged.
It's plausible.
And if we're talking about right before that, I was asking you, what the fuck is time travel when you're on a fucking UFO that is in a dome city and the time that you're telling us the dates are doesn't line up with the possibility of them being real because they're post 2188. 2188 is the beginning of the timeline. Then why the fuck would those not literally just be different outposts, different cities, different gatherings of domes with different people in them, and you are jumping between them?
Are there eras that can't be quote-unquote domed in a way?
Any era that is not on the 40-year mark is not a city then. They decided to make physical places based on every 40 years for a span of 2 centuries. And those are the locations we are jumping between.
Yeah.
Because teleportation is a thing.
Yeah.
But that's about all we can say.
Interesting.
And as to why and what versions of people you're running into, who fucking knows, right? Because if you go back in the past and people from the wrong era are all given memories of the era, like if you're in the 40s and you're like, oh yeah, we're at war with America, and everyone there has the false memory of this is World War, then yeah, that's going to still have the same confusing results when that person is pulled and dropped into 1985 planet, which is running at the exact same time somewhere else physically.
Yeah.
All of these reactions and confusion moments and all of this data still, nothing is inconsistent if they're just jumping from location to location as opposed to through time.
Yep.
The only thing we don't know is how far away from point A, which is 2188, are all of these simultaneous when I say time zone, I literally mean a zone modeled after a point in time. These time zones. What is point B?
Takes a new meaning. Yeah.
Right? But like at this point, time might as well possibly be a line if my stupid fucking guesses right now are on point. If they're not on point, then I'm sorry I wasted everybody's time.
Okay.
It doesn't fucking stop. I thought I told you that we won't stop.
Yeah.
Thought I told you that we won't. Oh boy.
Well, thanks a lot, Shu. I thought we were gonna have an easy time, but Bombs everywhere.
Yeah, just work backwards through that conversation. You know? That conversation implies way more than it actually directly states.
Yeah.
And Fluffy, coming from another world, might literally be from another world. Actually, that's not necessarily a lie, but it's actually another time zone, you know? And he's doing whatever he's trying to do in this one. Because 1985 is a very, very busy time. Whole lot of people are hanging out doing things in 1985.
Coming in and out.
Not a lot of people hanging out inside the burning 40s. The 40s are on fire. And okay, so do you want to keep going down this hypothetical, or do we like just pull the Falcon parachute here? Because if we continue going down this hypothetical, then you have to stop and go, all right, assuming what we're talking about right now is not bullshit, which it totally might be, and anybody who knows the answers that's listening to this that knows that we might be telling that we might
Okay,
be...
we're on the road.
Yeah, I know. But people are literally just... It's impossible to not... Anyway. Oh, it's so awful hearing them guess with confidence and be wrong. We're playing the game. All right. When the Sentinels are attacking... Not the Sentinels. When the Kaiju are attacking...
Yeah.
Are they literally attacking all these UFOs in sequences, one by one, time by time? If the teleporter, the Aegis system, the time machine, is the thing that allows you to jump through time and theoretically stop the kaiju, otherwise you get sealed in forever, are you talking about breaking the teleporter that no longer allows you to jump to the other worlds, so you're stuck in this quote-unquote time forever, when all that really means is you're stuck in that dome?
Yeah.
And time, quote-unquote, never moves forward because this is the time zone era that this dome has been set to be?
Yeah.
Then suddenly the whole time stops moving thing makes perfect fucking sense, because yeah, you're in a fashioned 2125. It's not actually progressed to that point, nor is it going past that point. It is a set time frame, and if you break the teleporter, you can no longer exit the simulated 2125 era.
Yeah.
So that process of defeating the kaiju that results in that lock is why they would be so hesitant to make them unable to travel to or from those points ever again.
Yeah.
And ultimately, if the kaiju end up destroying a place and winning, and there's no escape for people, then yeah, everyone literally doesn't get the opportunity to drop back into the UFO and warp somewhere else, or whatever the case is. You know, there's multiple planets, and we can rely on them as backups when the Shikishima construction terraformers show up to start fucking up our shit.
Yeah.
And the moment they do, we can escape. But if we blow the fucking thing up, then we can no longer escape.
That seems to all be holding the road.
Doesn't break.
Now,
It doesn't break. So far, going down this humor me hypothetical bullshit road, right?
Damn.
Time to fucking sit on that one.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a lot.
Time to sit on that. We're hitting these stories in a rhythm that is like perfect. And again, they've gated them in the right places. But shit like that is absolutely perfect drip feed. Because, again, might be wrong, but if I'm not, that's like a contextualizer for like the 6th time.
Yep.
We have a recontextualizer, and now you got to go back and argue every single point against that.
That theory.
The theory of horizontal time travel, not vertical. Ooh. Ooh. Woof woof bark.